How do I get out now? This is the 2025 Audi SQ7 with the Prestige package, and in this video we'll take a look at it inside and out. My name is Joko and welcome to Urban Auto Adventures. If you enjoy these types of videos, I'd really appreciate it if you subscribe down below. It would really help out the channel quite a bit, and it will motivate me to, create more videos. Now back to the SQ7 here. You don't have to be an Audi fan to appreciate small details and small updates. You just have to, like car designs. Starting off with our hood design, we have a very simplistic, elegant, aerodynamic hood design here with two aerodynamic lines leading towards the front of the SQ7. We also have a new headlight design here, as you can see, a more elegant style as well. The 2025 SQ7 features an HD Matrix Audi LED headlight design with the Audi laser light. Of course, we have an LED daylight running lights, and we also have headlight washers right here. Right below the headlights, we also have these huge vents here on both sides, which give it a really sportish look. Moving towards our front grille, we have a redesign of our front grille in the 2025 model of the SQ7. If you recall, the previous year model had a more hexagonal shape design of the front grille, whereas this has a more abstract design here of the front grille with bigger, larger openings to help cool down the engine bay compartment. Another cool thing that Audi have updated in this model is the emblem. If you recall, the previous model has more of a 3D shape. It's popping out a little bit more, whereas the new design of the Audi emblem has a more flat feel to it, which is more elegant and more stylish in my opinion. Right below the emblem, we have a front-facing camera, and these two seeming buttons here on the front are for our self-park system, which we'll talk about in a second, and we'll explore it even more. Moving forward, we have a few proximity sensors here on the side of the front bumper, as well as overall a very stylish and sportish looking front spoiler. And thank you to Audi here in Naperville for lending me one of their cars so I can do a walk around video. I'll put a link to their website down in the description if you want to check them out. Now back to the video. The 2025 Audi SQ7 is 200 inches long, 78 inches wide, 69 inches tall, and has a ground clearance of 7.3 inches. Looking at the side of it, we can tell that this is a family-sized vehicle with a sportish touch to it. Obviously, we have a similar design to our regular Q7, except it's a little bit smaller, as you saw from these dimensions. But starting off with our wheels, we have these 21-inch wheels here with our bicolor rim design with the air adaptive sport suspension in the front and in the back. Next, we have a lower trim on the vehicle that is the same color as the vehicle, which gives it the elegant style. But then we also have this matte finish trim here on the lower part of the doors with the Quattro embedded right here in the trim to give it this sportish and elegant feel again. Door handles that are the same color as our body. And another detail that Audi have added to this model that we didn't see in previous models is the Audi written out here in the door frame here, as well as the SQ7 and TFSI Quattro on the door frame here as well. Next, we have our side view mirrors, which have this cool two-tone color design here. We have a silver on the top and a black plastic here on the bottom. We have an LED turn signal here on the outside, as well as a camera here from underneath to help with the 360 view, heated power folding, and auto dimming, which is very cool. On top of that, pun intended, we also have aluminum roof rails, which, give you the option to load stuff even on top of your vehicle. Moving towards the back of the vehicle, keen observers may have noticed the slight changes that Audi have implemented in the 2025 SQ7 model. Starting off with our rear spoiler, here we have a small rear spoiler to give it the sportish look with an LED brake light right here, a huge rear window with our rear window wiper. Next, we have our Audi emblem, and as you can see, welcome to the flat, elegant design of the Audi emblem. Next, we have a slightly redesigned OLED LED taillight here, as you can see, with a chrome trim spanning from one side to the other to give it this elegant feel, and a backup camera right here. You may have noticed that the SQ7 emblem is slightly smaller compared to the previous models, that is. Also, since this is the Quattro model, what you would usually have, Quattro emblem right here, but Audi have completely removed it to give it a cleaner look. And I kind of like it actually. Moving further down on the bumper, the shape and design of these shapes here is actually the same shape and style that we have on our front grille. Even on older models, if you have this here, it is the same style and same design that your front grille. which is kind of a cool feature. We have a elegant bumper with a ton of proximity sensors on this part of the bumper, a tow hitch right here on the rear spoiler with 4 exhaust pipes coming out of both sides to give it this aggressive look as well. If you want to open up the liftgate, it's fairly simple. All you do is you push on the rubberized button down here, and we have an automatic liftgate, which is very helpful. Looking at the trunk space that the SQ7 offers, it's notable that you have a fair amount of storage here when the third row seat is down. When you raise the third row seats, the storage gets reduced quite a bit. But with the third row seats down, you have plenty of room here to store larger items. You also get this cover here for the back, which helps you, protect the interior of your cargo space. You also get this protective cover here on the bottom, a little bit of a side pocket here with some side netting to store some items here as well. You get LED lights on both sides here, and a very cool feature that the SQ7 also offers is, since it has air suspension, it can actually lower itself a little bit if you want to load up something heavier. And you can control that by pushing on the button here on the side. You simply push and hold the button. The car will lower itself, and then once you're done loading, you can raise it again. Now, if you want to access the third row seat, remove actually the cover here, get rid of the mat, and now all you do is you push and hold the 2 buttons, and we have an electronic adjustment of the third row seats, which is actually very convenient, just like that. And like I said, with the third row seats up, the space here for storage gets reduced quite a bit. Now, you may think that you get additional storage right here, but you actually don't. This is where you can find the compressor and the spare tire system. Because you don't get a spare tire, you actually get a tire inflation system here to get you to the nearest tire shop, if you may, which I'm more team spare tire, but it's a personal choice or preference. Anyway, put this down. If you want the more space, you can put down the seats by pushing and holding the button. They recline like that. You go from this side to lower the second row, pull on the lever, lower it, push it down to latch it. Pull it down, latch it. For the middle part, you just pull on the strap and it latches like that. Now, this gives you also the option to store even longer and larger items, because it opens up a whole lot more room here in the back of the SQ7. If you want to raise the seats, you can do that from the second row as well. There's a button right here, similar to the buttons there in the back, can raise the third row, which is very convenient. But raising the second row, for the middle part, you simply pull on the strap to unlock it, adjust it, lever, adjust it, and you also have the same 2 buttons on this side to raise the seats from this side here as well if you want. For now, adjust this, put back as well as the cargo mat, and you can push on the button right here to close the liftgate automatically. Nice. The 2025 Audi SQ7 comes in a massive 4-liter V8 bi-turbo engine configuration that, combined with the 8-speed Tiptronic transmission, as well as the all-wheel drive Quattro drivetrain of this particular model, puts out a massive 500 horsepower or 568 pound-feet of torque. What you also want to know is where you put your windshield washer fluid, and it's in the upper driver's side corner here, away from the engine bay compartment. Sitting inside the 2025 SQ7, you actually get exactly what you expect from a luxury vehicle of this class. High gloss grand piano trim here on our dashboard, accented chrome trim to give it this elegant feel as well. A soft material here on the doors, nice soft leather with white stitching here throughout the entire vehicle. And not only that, but the interior has received detailed update here compared to the previous models. Audi got rid of the high gloss shiny carbon fiber trim that they had in their previous models and implemented a more matte design to their carbon fiber trim here inside the vehicle, which actually add to the elegance of the overall style of the SQ7. In addition to that, the SQ7 comes with a ton of safety and convenience features, so let's dive right into them. Starting off with the passenger side, we have a glove box compartment that is fairly big. It has a nice soft material inside. It seems shallow, but I'm sure that you can store quite a few items here. Right above it, we have this muted carbon fiber trim that I said with our Quattro emblem right here in front of our passenger, leading to our 10.1-inch in diagonal infotainment system right here in the center. Right below that, we have our touchscreen climate control unit, which is also a 8.6 in diagonal touchscreen display. And in both displays, you actually get kind of like a haptic feedback to confirm your selection, if you may. In the climate control unit screen here, you can also control your automatic engine start and stop, hill descent assist, and some of the self-park features. Right below that, you have your drive selector, your traction control, your push button engine start, as well as physical buttons to access the camera's, 360 view of the entire vehicle, parking assist, as well as all the driver assist features right here with a knob for your infotainment system. Moving further back, we have a very sportish gear selector here with the parking gear here to the side in the form of a push button, electronic park brake, 2 cup holders, a 12-volt outlet right here, as well as a small slit for your key fob. Towards the back, we have a little bit of extra space here. And the cool thing is, if you push the button partially, you can extend the armrest actually just a tad bit to have an even better reach to the front. And then you can lift it up to uncover a shallow space here with even more storage capabilities, wireless phone charging, as well as 2 USB-C charging ports. For our driver, we have a heads-up display, a 12.6-inch fully digital instrument cluster, a very nice, comfortable, sportish steering wheel with white stitching on the inside, paddle shifters, chrome accented trim here on the steering wheel with our S emblem right here at the bottom, and physical buttons to control some of the other infotainment system. Behind the steering wheel, you also get 2 physical buttons for your light control. They're not touchscreen, they're physical buttons with haptic feedback, which is very cool. Moreover, the SQ7 comes with a little bit of extra storage inside the doors and a kind of like a hidden pocket storage inside the door that goes deeper inside the door so that you can put a bottle there and it's not sticking out here and obstructing kind of like other things that you may want to store in your doors. Moving on to our seats, we have these very nice sportish leather seats with this very nice soft perforated leather material, white stitching. They're heated, ventilated, power adjusting, and massaging. Very cool. Since we have the Prestige package, we also get a panoramic sunroof, LED lights throughout the entire car, as well as a Bang & Olufsen sound system. And I'm not sure if I mentioned before, we get ambient lighting and a projected light from the doors too. Cool. Sitting here in the back seat of the 2025 SQ7, you won't be jealous for not sitting in the front seat because you still get quite a few amenities and features here in the second row as well. You also get the very nice trim that we saw in the front. You get the muted carbon fiber, you get the ambient lighting here in the back as well, the very nice soft material on the doors, leather with white stitching, and overall a very luxurious feel. You get plenty of legroom, plenty of headroom here, and actually quite a good amount of space. You get storage in the form of bottle holders inside the door, and you also get a very small storage compartment here in the form of like a small ashtray, if you may, for if you want to store things and for them to rattle while you're driving. Don't do that. Moving on, you also get a retractable sunscreen here inside the door that you can attach just like that. We have netting behind the driver and the passenger seat for more storage, and you even get your own center console where you can control your own climate here in the second row as well. From the center console here, you can control also your heated seats. So yes, we do have heated seats here in the second row as well. And right below the center console, you actually get a 12-volt outlet with 2 USB-C charging ports. In addition to that, if you want even more comfort, you can actually put down the armrest here. You'll get a nice armrest if you want, and an additional 2 cup holders. If you don't need them, you can just close it and just like that. And since we have a bench here, if you want to transform it into kind of like captain chairs, which you can do, since we have a 40-20-40 split, you can actually put down the center seat, which will give you a bigger armrest and kind of like 2 captain chairs. But the bench here is actually comfortable enough as is. Sitting in the third row seats here of the SQ7, you get exactly what you expected. It's a very tight spot, definitely not for adults, even though I have the second row pushed all the way forward to give me the most space here in the back. I'm still sitting sideways because, my knees are hitting the seat in front of me. And with this seat, the driver's side seat, all the way to the back, I can't even fit there, in a squatted position, which, tells you how much space there is back here. So you get 2 cup holders on both sides, as well as these hangers. Another thing is the getting in and out of the third row seat. Yes, you can lower, like we saw with the latch, you can lower the second row seat, and then what you do is you push on this handle, which will raise the seat out of your way completely so that you can better exit the seat like that, which can be quite uncomfortable actually. So let's give it a shot. Yeah, ouch. Using the self park. So we want to select the self park, drive forward. Now it's scanning to see. Now we want to pull in. Take your hands off the steering wheel, apply brakes, then press and hold the P button. Unlike Park Assist version 1, where you were in partial control of the vehicle's movement and stopping, Park Assist 2.0 actually does everything for you. It even switches into gears forward and backward for you, and it also does the turn signals and puts the vehicle in park as well. But a potential issue or downside that I see with the Park Assist 2.0 is that you physically have to keep pushing the Park Assist button down in order for the vehicle to keep moving. As soon as you let go of the button, the vehicle will stop, which I feel like may cause cramps in your fingers, but I do believe that this is solvable with a future firmware update. And it stops by itself. Now it found it. Select the backing. So you just follow this, push and hold. So you have to physically keep pushing the button here for this to work. That's inverted pretty nicely. Let's do a parallel park. Same starting position. The only thing that I was concerned with was the parallel park because the spot was fairly tight for a vehicle of this size, and I don't think anyone would have attempted to parallel park actually in this spot. So that's why I saw it as a challenge. But I must say Park Assist 2.0 took on the challenge pretty well. It kept going back and forth. But in the end, it parked it fairly nicely, which I think is a win in this situation. Got an Austin power going on here. But you know what? It actually did an awesome job. Holy smokes. Nice. That is. How do I get out now? It's so tight. Okay. Jesus. There we go. Okay. And thank you for watching this far. Make sure that you hit the like, share, subscribe button down below if you don't want to miss any future video uploads. If you want to see more amazing car videos, hit the thumbnail right there, and I'll see you in our next one. Cheers.